Welcome to the WIHS Journal. On the broadcast with us today, we'll be talking to Steven Bibisi. He's a certified public accountant. He's a Christian and just wrote a book called 10 Most Expensive Tax Mistakes That Cost Investors Thousands. Today, we'll be learning all about tax and how to prepare. Well, on the phone line with us today is Steven Bibisi. He's a lifelong Connecticut resident, prides himself on helping people benefit from his knowledge of complex income tax system. And thank you so much. And do you still have your ministry, or I should say company, Kingdom Financial Solutions?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So tell our listeners, what is that, Kingdom Financial Solutions?
We are a tax planning company. We help individuals and small businesses reduce their liability on paying taxes to proactive tax planning. And if they can pay less to the government, they can give more to God.
And so I know that, you're an accountant. It's going to be a busy time here soon for people getting their stuff ready for the taxes. And the most expensive mistakes that Kingdom Financial Solutions.
We are a tax planning company.
For anybody.
No, there's another book, Business Owners, same title, but all business concepts. This is for the average worker that's putting money away for their retirement as they're working, and showing them how they can have a tax-free retirement by proper tax planning on where they invest their money.
Very good to know. And for individuals, I know that there's been, a change in the tax, which you can actually use for deductions. There's been a different standard for deductions. Can you explain those too?
Yeah, so the itemized deductions went from $12,000 for a married couple to $24,000. That's what the standard deduction went to. And for a single person, it went from $6,000 to $12,000. So it's very hard to itemize anymore. For a married couple, because your itemized deductions are limited to $10,000 in taxes, which means you need $14,000 in charitable donations, interest, and medical bills, and most people just don't have that.
Yeah. So if they're filing, can they just do a regular file? Can they put in anything to help them get money back?
Well, for the individual, they could put more into a IRA or a 401k, or if they have an HSA medical insurance, they can maximize that to lower their tax liability. But for the most part, people can't itemize anymore, so they're not being able. You have a W-2, you pay taxes on what you've earned.
And so what other kind of wisdom, you draw in the book, and what I like the most is, you did mention about mutual funds, overpaying on that.
Yes, because sometimes you have a mutual fund that might have lost value, but you're paying tax on the capital gains within the mutual fund. So it really makes people upset when they're paying a tax on something that they lost money on.
Okay. And go ahead.
And so a lot of times, they're just taking that money and reinvesting it, but they're paying tax on it. So why not put it into something that's tax deferred, and they only pay tax on the money that they actually used that year?
And you being an accountant, I know it's going to be a very busy season for you. What do you see the most mistakes that people make in doing their taxes? Or
they're basically going in and getting their taxes done, and it's a recording of history versus we can help them rewrite history through planning. So most people don't plan at all. As far as the most common mistakes is that people try to take some itemized deductions that they really don't get. And so it's just, you want to get your taxes done properly, but you also want to be able to pay the least amount that's legally allowed.
So if you're just tuning in right now, I'm speaking to Steven Bibisi, and I know you have an office right here in Middletown, I just heard, which is amazing. So it's called Kingdom Financial Solutions. So how do you like being here in Middletown?
I love it. I was born and raised in Middletown, so it's good to be back, to have an office location there where I can service the Middlesex community better.
Okay. So, back to the book, 10 most expensive tax mistakes that cost investors thousands. Is there anything that kind of driven you to really write it, something that was really important in the book that you think that we should talk about?
What's important is for people to get the proper tax planning, to plan, reduce their taxes when they get closer to retirement. And so to have a strategy to have their investments evenly divided into the 3 tax buckets, that is really the main part. The other part I like to add is if people are leaving money to a charity at death, they could actually get a tax break on that now by opening up a charitable remainder trust. So that's another area that people don't take advantage. They leave money to the church, but they don't get the tax break while they're alive.
So they already planned, but they can be benefiting on the taxes now.
Correct. And a lot of times people will buy a life insurance on them to cover the amount that they were giving, so their family really doesn't lose out. So it's just through proper planning where these things can be taken advantage of, and people can utilize the tax code to their advantage.
Very good advice. I appreciate that so much. So, you being a Christian, which is awesome, what kind of, do you think, a spiritual advantage that God has blessed you with to help you in your job because you are a Christian?
Well, He's given me an opportunity to help people. I have a heart to help people, and I have a heart to give back. I actually also have a giving ministry. I look for families that I can give back to. And so this is a way that I can give back, and I can show people how to exercise the give to Caesar what is Caesar, what give to God what is God. So it's a blessing to be able to help people. And with the money I help people, tithe on that money so I can be helping more people.
So good to hear. In all your years, doing taxes and everything, what do you think was like one of the best moments you had and you were able to help somebody, either get money back too?
Yeah, just recently with the new Access Health, and if you're making too much money, you have to pay back all the premiums. And just being able to help people weed through what you can take as expenses, how we can get below that threshold so you just don't lose all these credits that you were given. So, I've helped people save $8,000 a year. I've helped other people save $50,000 a year in taxes. So
Wow.
It's just to see the burden be lifted off of them and show them ways where you can plan for college, you can pay for your kids' braces through proper tax planning. If you own a business, there's a lot of things you can do in business. So just to see the difference I can make in a person's life is, to me, worth it to try to find new clients and keep helping people by using the tax code to our advantage. So we're not looking to do anything illegal. We're looking to do everything legally, morally, and ethically, but also keeping what is ours and giving to God what is His.
Amen.
And not overpaying to the government.
Amen. So thank you so much for all your nuggets of wisdom. Really appreciate that. Anything that you would like to convey before we end the broadcast?
Just the fact that to get a tax return done, kind of like the old way of doing business, anybody can do your taxes, anybody can get your refund, but it's tax returns with tax planning and ultimately with financial planning that a client will benefit the most. Okay. I'm here to bring value into their lives. I'm here to fight for their futures.
Fighting for our futures. I appreciate that. And I enjoyed all your nuggets of wisdom. Tell our listeners where you're located at and how they can get a copy of your new book.
Yeah, I'm at 100 Riverview Center, Suite 130 in Middletown, Connecticut. My phone number is 860-490-9741. Or they can email me at kfs829@icloud.com.
Once again on the broadcast with us was Steven Bibisi from Kingdom Financial Solutions, helping us with our taxes, and also the book, 10 Most Expensive Tax Mistakes That Cost Investors Thousands. For more details, call WIHS at 860-346-1049. The opinions expressed are those of the participants, not necessarily those of the staff and management of a station. I'm Anissa Porticelli. The WIHS Journal is public affairs from WIHS Middletown